the Unofficial Hot Girl Sales Club Bible. How cool is our ability to conjure up Asian intelligence? Everyone's so into artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. What about us Asians? With our Asian intelligence, does that make all of our work moot? Nope, because I'm about to drop 14 glorious chapters from the future as if I already did this to the founder of ChatGPT, Sam Altman, and Elon Musk. What are we speaking about? Something magical, because we need the 14 chapters of an unwritten book now, before January 2nd, and not for having to pay $2,500, but worth $2,500 times 2. You thought I was going to say $25,000. That is not to be determined. That is to be executed. Chapter 1. You're damned if you do sign up and pay for a class. You're damned if you don't sign up. You're damned if you do sell one. You're damned if you don't. And do you see how quickly chapter 1 is a conundrum? Because is this going to be a pre-roll for, oh, you should do sales? Oh, sales is a really good occupation. Or are we going to skip the preamble and go right into selling our first thing? I say we pop our cherries together, separately, so that way you get off of zero. Is this going from 0 to 1 sale? Yes, it is. In fact, let's go 0 to 2 sales. What are we going to sell? We're going to sell the easiest person you've ever sold to, which is a salesperson. You're going to sell one thing. So that way, the rest of the book, you're not so paralyzed in analysis and theory where, oh my God, am I ever going to sell one? Because statistically, most people that buy a sales book, 80% of the people don't sell one. And what is it? 70% of the people don't read past chapter 2. We're going to knock through all these because chapter 1 is going to preview all 14 chapters while helping us sell our first 2. What are we going to sell? We're going to sell the class itself in a pre-workshop. Maybe that's confusing to you because here's how it works. Let's say it's a music festival, or let's say it's a conference. You can do a pre-networking party. Bless you, Brady. Brady says, God bless you. You could do a pre-networking party for South by in January before South by. So we can produce our first thing and sell it. But maybe that's too complex for you. Let's take a 35-cent notebook, paper notebook, where we're selling a paper notebook to who? This is not some MLM thing, even though it's moving, it's momentum Lawrence movement, okay? So we're gonna be selling this notebook to the author, me. You're gonna be selling me my own shit, and I'm gonna happily eat it up. Num 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 num. No, I'm not on drugs. I'm happy to meet you and helping you sell your first thing. So you're gonna take a stack of notebooks that you buy, but first you're going to sell. First you're going to sell a notebook, then you're going to buy it. Who's your first sales prospect? I am, because you're going to sell your first thing to me for $50. What model are you using if you're not selling to me? That's a great question. You're using this model, the LCRRM. Where did I get Larry Chang reverse rebate model from? I got it from my mentor via the Mark McCormack reverse rebate model. This is how the model works. You pay me, I pay you $50, and then you refund me $25 twice. That's the McCormack reverse rebate model. This is how he did it as a sports agent. What he did was he got you an Acura car deal. And then if you set, and he gets paid a couple $1 million, you get paid $15 million. He keeps a percentage, a pretty large percentage of it. But if you say something positive about Mark McCormack, he will give you all of his agent fee back. What? So in our example, you'd be selling a $50 notebook and then refunding $25 back twice if the person takes 2 pages of notes. Congratulations, you've now gotten yourself off of zero by selling me my own notebook for $50. That's my real phone number. Congratulations, you've now sold one. Another thing you could sell is this book outline, this Bible, which you can just write up because I'm giving you the structure. You can just sell this book rights free, and you're changing it 25% anyway, so you're not violating trademark. I, Larry Chang, give you the copyright and allow you to steal my content for the Unofficial Hot Girl Sales Club Bible by extrapolated from Trent Wood interview to Shelby Haas with existing Shelby Haas content on Instagram at Brickell Miami comedy nights on Mondays. So you can paste copy the title. Now you've sold one because you sold it to me. Another thing you could sell is chapter 15 after I outline chapters 1 through 14. You could just sell chapter 15, which is your book review. And you could even sell it as an article, or it doesn't matter, because you'll have gotten the value from chapters 1 through 14 here in this video. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not sorry. You're welcome. And you see how I'm mixing up the thank you with the you're welcome, because I'm thankful that we study buddy inside of a Hot Girl Sales Club prior to us spending money perfectly for chapter 2. Prior to spending money on January 2nd, which leads right into chapter 2, which is tuition and speed of return on investment. Things in life cost money for when we're going to Stanford GSB or our safety school, Columbia, Harvard, Dartmouth, ASU as our deep safety school. Brandon Wolf, we should connect after ASU Karsten. Stanford costs money to go to. There's a legendary guy, which, because we're talking about chapter 2 here, there's a legendary guy, he got all his return on investment for Stanford GSB before going to Stanford GSB, because he asked himself the question of, if I paid $275,000 while skipping making $600,000 per month, what would I want to gain and learn at 655 Knight Street? KNIGHT, like Ray Knight, Shoe Dog. What do I want to get after spending $275K cash while not making $600K per week? I'd want to learn Irv Grosbeck's class. Oh, is that how you got ROI? By buying his textbook used on Jeff's website and then studying Irv's textbook and 20 lectures before going to Stanford GSB? Yes, Is that what we're doing in chapter 2? Yes. Don't be stressed. Don't be stressed about this level of energy. Don't be stressed. Drug-free, by the way. Chapter 13, pineal gland. Becoming supernatural, Joe Dispenza. Don't be stressed about having to spend $700 to $3,500 on January 2nd with Shelby Haas. Don't be stressed about that, because chapter 2 solves this, because you're going to get return on investment before going to the sales seminar. That's why this is the unofficial Bible for Hot Girl Sales Club. Not my first rodeo. Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Before that, let's recap tuition, which is ROI for South by before South by. ROI for Shelby Haas before Shelby Haas. ROI for Stanford GSB before we go and apply or even spend $800 to take the GMAT in order for us to get a 790 on our GMAT. So we can get our ROI fast. Chapter 3, old way, fast way. Oh, you're welcome, because old way is, oh, I'm going to be super stressed as I think about going into sales because I've actually never succeeded in anything athletically prior. Because guess what, Brandon Wolf included, if you succeeded in something athletically prior to this, it really helps you become a VC. Why do I say VC? Because all a VC is a biz dev douchebag who wins because we're doing technical sales. So basically, unofficial Hot Girl Sales Club combined with a shitty ass engineering degree makes you at the top percent of any percent, because tech sales is nearly impossible, because sales is really hard, which is why chapter 3 is about the old way and the new way. WEIGH. The new way, the new method, which is you want to paste copy scripts, which is all I'm doing here. And you're so impressed by me conjuring up 14 glorious chapters of Hot Girl Sales Bible unofficial. You're wowed by it, but I've already mentioned during these chapter previews my bibliography, which is Mark McCormack, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School, Irv Grausbeck, New Ventures and the Entrepreneur. And so while I'm getting you your ROI for free, by the way, I'm also actively selling you to sell me a $50 notebook. That way you'll have sold your first thing, right? Cool. And so to wrap up chapter 3, we're being extremely active, motivational listening. Because at first you're like, oh my God, I've met this guy before. He was awesome. And I didn't understand that he's actually incredibly detail-minded and he's really good at reading vagina and reading humans and not being just a pussy magnet, but being a vagina whisperer in the lens of, oh my God, I did not realize that hot girls had the same conditions as a 6'5" Chinese guy. Because when I get invited to stuff, I'm like, are you trying to fuck me or are you genuinely interested in me? How real did this video just get? Wrapping up chapter 3, dealing with our Uncle Chad, who is going to pee on our sales career aspirations. From the Trentwood Shelby Haas interview on YouTube, that happens where your relatives are going to say, I don't know that you should go into it, because as Shelby says, if they tried to do sales and relied on sales and commissions, they would starve. Absolutely true, which is why we need countermeasures for when our relatives dissuade us from being a VC, where our relatives dissuade us from doing sales, where our relatives don't dissuade us from studying aerospace engineering and then going into sales, but then our physics, aerospace engineering is a form of physics, ditto mechanical engineering, it's just a watered down version of physics. Our classmates in engineering school go, wait a minute, we came to engineering school so that way we would never need to hear the word no ever again. And now you're gonna go sell and do sales? Like, why would you do that? We got into this thing, being a movie star, being a country music singer. My phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking my brain. We got into this business so that way we don't have to hear no. And then now you're gonna go hear no's in sales? Are you crazy? Which is perfectly into chapter 4, Hot Girl Sales Club, Unofficial Bible, front running Shelby Haas. Networking. The way that we cross the innovation chasm. Is this innovative? It kind of is. What am I using to cross the innovation chasm? A cute face, a cowboy hat, a modicum of comedy from Monday nights at Brickell? Yes. And if you don't think it's funny, well, at least I'm helping you become a blonde billionaire. So you're welcome. I'm kind of batting 1,000 right now with billionaire females who are self-made, who are blonde. Sarah Blakely, Lisa Falzone, Whitney Wolf, blonde. Oppo Taco, scarcity mindset. Text me if you have questions on that. Let's move ahead with networking. We want to use external APIs. Now, I don't want to use CS language from the University of Illinois Computer Science, CS. External APIs is basically just using cookies and cupcakes to do lead generation. That's a play call specific way that us VCs speak on what is your business model of getting leads, which is hashtag external API. So we're taking something more popular than a Tesla and we're selling Teslas using that thing that's more popular. Cookies and cupcakes at the mall. You're already at the mall, that's an API. So now that Tesla, my acquaintance, my friend, my mentee, my mentor, Elon Musk, using cookies and cupcakes at the mall to give away cookies and cupcakes. For every 30 cookies and cupcakes you give away, you sell one Tesla. That's just the math. Is that just the math, or is that the business model? Or is that the business model and the math? But whatever it is, it's magical and awesome. And this is not name dropping. This is a bibliography, okay? So get over your fraudulent Asian American issues of imposter complex and let's rodeo up a mentor mention, because this is a bibliography while we're rifling through chapter 4, networking, right into mentorship. That's 5. So if the world is not your library, and if Instagram's just a smartphone full of dicks trying to get into our vagina, that's not good. But if this is the first time you've ever used Instagram to be intellectually, sapiosexually involved in a mentor prior to you interacting first person via video with Shelby Haas. Hot Girl Sales Bible, Unofficial, chapter 6. Actually go back to chapter 1 and sell one thing. Door to door is tough, but going to a conference and going breakfast table to breakfast table. Hi, my name is Shelby Haas's mentee. Do you have an extra badge for Miami FinTech Bitcoin? here at the Marriott, here in Brickell, here at the JW Marriott, do you have an extra ticket for Larry Chang's December 30th Four Seasons event, motivational listening while meditating? Do you have that ticket? Can you cold call a breakfast table? Knocking on doors in houses, okay. Do 2x2s, which is what Stanford kids wanted to do, selling toilets into Atherton homes. People in Atherton thought a toilet replaced and the high technology low flush toilet would cost about $1,000. And then to remove the toilet, is that going to be another $1,000? Yeah, pretty much. It turns out, cost-wise, it's $200 with the toilet. And so we were charging over $1,000 with half the money up front, selling toilets door to door. Oh, chapter 6 is too intimidating. In chapter 1, you're going to refer back to chapter 1 because I haven't still sold 1 yet. I kind of want to read through the whole thing. Well, this is chapter 6, selling, where if you're too intimidated to pick up a phone to call that number to sell me, pretty much the easiest person in the world to ever sell is another salesperson who is literally getting entertained watching you try to sell your first thing. This is way better than like virginity of sex. Ew. I mean, who wants to sleep with a 23-year-old girl who's never slept with anybody before? Like, you run from that situation. But in a business hymen penetrating situation, over the phone, I'm all in. I'm literally all in watching you try to sell me, knowing that I will buy $50 a notebook. Literally, sell me one of these notebooks. Sell me one of these notebooks. And if you don't want to call me to sell me a notebook, at least go buy a notebook so that way you're ready for January 2nd, and then maybe post a video reaction to this. Maybe text me that you have a notebook and are gonna go to the January 2 free event that Shelby Haas is doing for Hot Girl Sales Club Official. Whereas chapter 7 of Hot Girl Unofficial Sales Club comedy at Brickell on Monday nights, Miami, right into chapter 7, which is our ability to channel sexual energy into monetary energy, and the 35 countermeasures for what happens during a sales call, a high net worth, high value, high margin sales call, when all of a sudden the sales call turns into a date. No. We have to have 35 countermeasures for when that creepster energy starts to seep into the conversation. Give you a couple examples. So, are you using this personally? Are you single? Can we focus? Can we focus on doing this Duck 9 program? Because the most attractive thing to not just me, but everybody is a high FICO score. Can we focus? Countermeasure number 2. Let's talk and focus on business, because whatever that innuendo is, okay, we need to stay to this agenda. Do you agree? And do you see how you have to have these countermeasures, or else you're going to get thrown for, actually you won't be thrown for a curve, because this is Hot Girl Sales Club. You'll just understand that, oh my God, some of these countermeasures are amazing. Or let's talk about what you want to talk about after we succeed with what we initially are here to meet to talk about. Who can't agree to that? Who can't agree to that? And so do you see how you're directing sexual attraction towards the financial goal at hand? Because that's also the external API of using your hot face to network and get leads, right? That's why this whole thing works super, super well, right? Chapter 8, karma. The karma of tithing. So let's say you're making obscene amounts of money per month where you thought you couldn't make that money in a year. You're going to need to start douche tithing, meaning you don't just regular tithe 10% to a church. Oh, no, 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 no. You're going to have to douche tithe. And once you stop the thankfulness, you will literally go back to scarcity mindset, even though there's abundance in the world by being a hot blonde. This is why this works so well for attractive blondes, which is why, oh, Larry, why are you so awesome? How do you financially benefit out of doing this? I'm literally going to make 3 blonde billionaires from this joke Instagram speech. Brickle Monday, comedy night at Brickle. 3 of them. Maybe 5. And it's funny. Brady, get it? Also, I have a blonde dog. And am I the blonde whisperer? That's up for you to judge. Number 9, entrepreneurship. Oh, let's finish 8. Thoughtfulness. Oh, thankfulness. MMPPI. Karma of mentor mentions per interaction. I mean, you might think that I have BDE, but it's not dick energy that's ginormous in me. It's brain energy. And I was in 1435 Brickell when I found out that Kobe Bryant passed away. And Kobe Bryant. Brady, Kobe. Somebody tried to kiss Tom Brady in the face and then got bit. And then Kobe healed literally within overnight. The karma of mentor mentions per press interview. The karma of, oh, this is a whopper. It's high karma to save 40 to 80% of what you make. Most mistakes will occur when you start making like obscene, stupid money while you're trying to spend it. No. Hey, Brady, are we ever gonna spend that money? Nope. Oski the bear, he doesn't spend money, okay? Like, that's what they should teach you at Cal, is just be Oski the mother-scratching Cal bear. Chapter 10. Oh, chapter 10 is perfect because would you want to have a 6'2", 6'3" guy leading off your baseball team who's also the slowest guy in your team? You actually kind of do. I don't know why. Well, this is actually why. Because of the energy amplitude of connecting with somebody who you're listening to. And I'm listening to how stressed the pitcher is in having to deliver a strike. So I will work with whatever you're stressed about and make you more stressed about it. That's the whole key to having a PhD in leading off. In the same way that chapter 1 of Hot Girl Sales Bible, Shelby Haas, Unofficial, leads you off with just sell one to me. You call me up and you sell it to me for $50. Especially if you're going to give me the $50 back, I'm in for that deal. The amplitudes match. And so I'm just going to show you the amplitude. This is the amplitude. So this is the regular one, the solid line. And then so when you match and mirror and your frequency and your amplitudes match, you get a higher energy output. And so this is Hot Girl Sales Club, and I am not training as a transgender, but what this is gender reversal entrepreneurship exercising. You know those people that are into meditation and frequency and oscillating to higher, and they'll be like, oh, I'm trying to manifest blah blah blah. Okay, this is what chapter 10 is if you actually wanted to manifest something, what in the world would you not write down? That's chapter 10. Oh. Oh. Listening interrogationally. The reason that's so funny is the fact that most people don't really listen at all. But when you're listening interrogationally, it's the largest cheat code of any business course, because I'm not listening to you as the beneficiary of what you're saying. I'm listening as a student, a beginner in beginner's mindset. I'm listening as a person who already sold one. Hey, you don't have to sell me on spending $2,000 over at Shelby Haas Hot Girl Sales Club, and I don't even know if I'm that hot. But now you set all that aside because you've already sold one. Now I can listen interrogationally to be like, what are you selling for $3,000? And then going to make that $3,000 as a hot girl in sales selling some high ticket item. Isn't that what she's selling? Some high ticket item that should be a slam dunk to sell. For example, Joe Dispenza's $5,000 workshops that you could just read 3 books for Joe Dispenza. Why are you spending $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 on a session? Which is his 3 books: Evolve Your Brain, Breaking the Habit of Being You, and Becoming Supernatural. Which is why during this 14 chapters, we are going to sell chapter 15, which is Stepping Towards a New Destiny. This is your chapter, by the way. Stepping Towards a New Destiny using the Unofficial Hot Girl Sales Bible, to be written in the future by Shelby Haas, who made money doing door-to-door, and then we can exercise, which is right into chapter 11. What happens with hot girls is that they've actually never failed before at the beginning of a relationship. Hot girls will fail at the end of the relationship, in the middle of the relationship, but they won't fail at the very beginning. What is the beginning? The hardest part, which is how to get your foot in the door. Body part, humor, extrapolated to Monday nights in Miami, Brickle, for Brickle Comedy Night on Monday night, which is how do we as females fail forward in light of having never failed in the past? Because remember, when you're opening up your dating app, you're delegating to Bumble distribution. You're delegating to Tinder distribution. You're delegating selling and sales to an app and an algorithm. And guess what? If you're a hot girl, it's skewed towards easy mode. Now in business, what happens? You're getting flanked by some dude who's 5'5" and making more money in a month than some women will make in their entirety before they turn 30. Let me repeat that. So take women's income before they turn 30, add that all up, that's what some dude is going to make in a month. And those numbers are only getting worse, which is a problem. The solution? Do technical sales. So females, after you go study engineering at your safety school, Cal, you can go ahead and do text sales. Is this why I get and got Miss California to become a millionaire within a year of being in the Alpha Phi house? Yes. And I wish this weren't true, because I just wish it weren't true. But once you get a hot girl to attempt, yes, selling chocolate too. Once you get a hot girl to attempt sales and selling, it's so easy. Which is why these chapters literally write themselves. Because chapter 12 is a chapter you're going to have to participate on, which is doing a video in response to chapter 12, which is being street smart during these sunrise interviews. Can you be street smart in not starting below zero? Why would you start below zero when you can start higher in a higher base camp? You want to talk about something specific? Definitely. Let's say you're starting a ghost kitchen. Let's say, we'll stay with that example. A kitchen that's a ghost kitchen, meaning you're selling restaurant food with no restaurant. Am I paste copying my friend Travis Kalanick? 310-6XX-XXXX? A little bit, because DoorDash started by doing an external API. Incredibly street smart. This book is a springboard, because what is the book called? It's chapter 12, Being Street Smart, the Unofficial Hot Girl Sales Bible, front running Shelby Haas, backfilling Whitney Wolf, Lisa Falzone, Sarah Blakely, Caroline Rodriguez, every female blonde billionaire in America. I'm batting 1,000. I don't want to bat 1,000, because that means I haven't been taking enough attempts. That's what street smart is for chapter 12, where we're going to need to do something street smart. And let's say you skipped chapter 6, sell one thing. That would be Braun Power Cord 703-0458. So everybody needs to at least go back and do chapter 1, which is sell one thing. Yes, Gabby, we can sell one chocolate. Definitely sell that, but also sell a chocolate business where we're not Ghost Kitchen in America. We're Ghost Kitchen for chocolate only, doing chocolate distribution of Arabian chocolates in Spain. Street smart. It's incredibly street smart, but the critical thing for it is once you do one thing that's street smart, you have to record a video saying this is the street smart thing that we did, so that way other women can lift us up, as chapter 9 talks about, which is entrepreneurship, and chapter 4 talks about, which is networking, inside of the Unofficial Hot Girl Sales Club Bible, front running Shelby Haas. Chapter 13, counterintuitive truths. Counterintuitively, I am giving you 600K for free via this video, which I could charge you $500 for or $80 for, but I'm currently charging you $0 for. I am hard selling the free while I soft sell you flying me out to whatever vacation city that you want to meet up with me at, and then you get me a separate hotel room, because I've fallen for that trick before. Oh, no. I'm going to need a separate hotel room from the room that you're buying for us. Counterintuitively, what are truths that you discover? What are truths that you discover? Because these are the true truths that are counterintuitive, that I wish were not true. 80% of people will not read past chapter 2. 35% of people watching this video won't sell one. What? Well, I'm going to juice those numbers because I'm going to make it 100% of the blondes in America that are a billionaire went through Larry Chang. That's just what I want, and that's counterintuitive. 100% of USA's blonde females will have used this Bible, little b, okay? Not big B, little b Bible, under the Unofficial Hot Girl Sales Club Bible, little b. This is a first take, but by having aced this first take, I get the feeling it won't just be 3 blonde billionaires. I get the feeling it's going to be a great 3-way, 3.5-way. So a 4-way is just no. So I get the feeling that it's going to be more than 3 blonde billionaires because this video is going so well, which closes us in chapter 14, which is you've already sold me and sold one. This is what you want to do in chapter 14. You want to pretend like Larry Chang never helped you. Deny ever reading this book or this video. In fact, I would steal my chapters 1 through 14 while you yourself write chapter 15. So there are stages to denying the fact that I ever helped you. And that's okay, because this is winning, is when I know your stuff better than you know your stuff. So before you deny that you ever met me or deny that I ever helped you, you want to write chapter 15, because there is no chapter 15. You're writing it, which is stepping towards a new destiny using Hot Girl Sales Club Unofficial Bible. That's chapter 15. You could just lop off part of it to just be stepping towards a new destiny. Because what am I doing? I'm DJing in chapters 9 through 14 of another book that is high ticket sales item, which is the Joe Dispenza $9,000 workshop, which you can get right now, the return on investment for that. Am I DJing chapter 2 into chapter 15? I am. Grab a pen, because it's chapters 9 through 14 of breaking the habit of being you. That's chapter 15, is we study chapters 9 through 14, because this is going to step you towards a new destiny. Yes, I'm Larry Chang. I give you permission to steal my book. You can even say that you wrote this book by yourself. I don't care. You can participate in it. You can thank me. You can deny knowing me. Or you can send me creepy texts where you're not trying to sell me because you're just trying to bang the winners at the finish line. I recommend that you don't do that. I recommend that you use the video for its intended purpose. And then if you do, hey, sky's the limit, right? I'm single, sort of. Chapter 1 is waiting for you. Sell one. Sell one. And then the Unofficial franchise, that's also on my feed. That's doing an unofficial franchise. So you're doing a sequel to somebody else's thing. So that requires one landing page. And if calling me is intimidating, you can just sell me a Braun power cord 703-0458. So you're listing it on eBay using your name. And then when you want to hide your full name, know that that's a sense of scarcity and fear. And I'm not saying reveal your full name to me. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying monitor for when you're using an alias on LinkedIn and then wondering why you can't get a job because nobody can see your prior work. So this is what all this is meant to do, which is just ship and execute. And doing your first landing page would be helpful. Doing a website for Hot Girl Sales Club independent of Instagram might be helpful. And these aren't, you have to do it. These are one page landing page to get you off of 0 onto 2, to get you from 0 to 1, where you no longer are at I have sold 0. It's like signing up for a new social app and I'm your first follower. It's like moving into Miami and I'm your first friend. It's like moving to Silicon Valley and I'm your first friend. It's like moving to Austin, Texas, and I am your 15th friend because you've come to Austin, Texas 10 times already and you already know 20 people. And so that's the idea of chapter 1, you want to sell 1, and then chapter 1 where you recap all 14 chapters. It is critical for you to list, if you're not wanting to talk to people, that's okay, because there are 7 lectures at Stanford Speculative Engineering for how to do sales as an engineer. The first 7 lectures involve not even talking to people. And then you list something on eBay, and then the next thing that you do sales-wise, which applies, good job for staying, is that you would set up a table, a sales table, like a booth, and you would give away slices of pizza for trading your cell phone number for information on how to raise your Duck 9 FICO score, which is your FICO score via Fair Isaac, or giving away, not even giving away chapters of an unwritten book, chapter 15, or giving away invites to a party while you sell the more expensive workshop. So that's the landing page in the real world where you're setting up a table to get people to stop and say, hey, I didn't know that Shelby Haas is doing a workshop IRL, right? And so that's something that you would produce. In fact, that was kind of a joke, but that's something that people would actually want to go to. That's something that people would actually want to go to, which is the Shelby Haas Miami workshop, December 30th, right before Brickle. Cool, right? It was great hanging out with you.